Hi there, welcome back. It's Laura at Hyperstamper. I'm going to show you the biggest junk journal I've ever made. I'd say it's the most unique. I'd say it was the most difficult, but it is something I'm just really happy with, and just tickled pink that I had the opportunity to make this for a friend who commissioned it. She's been on many safaris, and she wanted sort of a photo album junk journal scrapbook to capture all of her safari memories. I have had this book for about a year now, and it's from the late 1800s, and I wish you could feel the texture on this. And it is from a very famous bookmaker and publisher, RTS, RTS, Robert Tuck and Sons, Raphael Tuck and Sons, and they were the official publishers to the Queen and the King, and also the Queen of Germany. So this is all about animals, and as you can see, the back cover is also beautiful line and drab. How perfect is that for a safari junk journal? Now, this is a really different inside. So these are two of the original pages of the book. Now, in the 1800s, they had what were called scrappies, or little paste scraps, and they were little tiny fussy cuts that were of all different themes, and people would collect them and put them in albums. That is the texture and design of this, and it feels like canvas. I wish we had feel-o-vision so that you could feel this. All I'm going to say to her is be very careful, because they are, 125 years old or more, and they're a little brittle. You can see some of the corners are going a bit, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be fine. So when you turn this page, you'll see the back side of that page, and then this is the gnu's, which they also have in Africa. And what I did is I made two junk journals in here. There's one here and one here. And when you open these both up, we've got another wonderful page from the original book from the 1890s. And then there's this zebra one here. I am loving this journal. I'm just gobsmacked. So I've also filled it with lots of authentic, antique, and vintage ephemera, and even all of the blank pages. She wanted lots of blank pages for her photographs. They're all vintage and antique as well. So I'll really quickly go through this here. This is from a book that I just got on the weekend. I went to an antique bookstore to see if I could find an African book, and I was able to. I was really happy. So this is a map of some of the places where you would go on safari here. And then these are those great 1959 kids paste and stick'ems. And that's, of course, the zebra. That's from 1920s page. And this is from that book I was telling you about. You'll see lots of those pages in here. Look at the yawning hippo. So she can put her photos here and here. That's another 1930s children's book page. And this is from an antique photo album. The last 10 pages were never used, so they're in pristine condition. So her photos will look wonderful on there. And then she can also paste her photos on where there's type. She can put them anywhere, but that doesn't have to be in blank spaces. Now here, that page there is from the 1890s, from a children's book, and this is from the early 1900s. That was a page out of a book. I just added antique paper on the back for either a photo or journaling. And then this also came out of that African book, and I just thought it was a beautiful picture of a cheetah on one side. And there we go, tuck that into there. There is another beautiful, look at the color of this. This is from the 1950s. This is another map of Africa and places where you could safari. I can't even get this all in camera. There we go. Okay, another one of these wonderful little cards. And then 1956, my book house pages. There's just a little a water back there, and a little Cervelle there. And this is the dust jacket, actually, of that book I was telling you about. And that's 1955 stamp book page. More of this. Trim up here, lots of space for photos here. And then over here, I've got this wonderful page here that has the hyrax. And then in here, we've got a hyena. And I've added this here so she can put photos front and back there, and that's all tucked into this little pocket. These big pages are from 1850. They're actually Hogarth etchings, but the images were not pleasant, so I covered them and used the paper because they're really, really hard cardstock. This is from another book that I have on wonders of the animal kingdom, so I just thought it was really fun. She can cover those up if she wants, or just leave it because it's just beautiful. This is a fussy cut from the book on Africa that I did, and then here is just a little lovely 1956 image from my book house as well. I know the bunny isn't from Africa, but I can't help it. That's the way the story goes. This is from the early 1900s, and I just love it. Zoo Patience. Look at all the different animal prints they've captured in there. It's lovely. And then I was going to cover this, but I left it because I thought it was really funny. It's how to take care of your silk stockings. Even they have those on safari. Another wonderful antique dictionary page there and there. And this is just, look at the majestic lion there. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful book page. And then this is another 1890s page. And this is the elephants. Also, they're on a safari there. Antique paper on the back of that so she can put more photos on. And this one I left because I wasn't, she might want to do something different with it, make it a pocket, make it into a little booklet. So I left that one alone, but it's little hippos. And that one is also from the 1800s. Got a cheetah down here, or leopard. Sorry, it's a leopard. More photos here and here and here. And then we've got camels here and some elephants and zebras here. I believe they're in a zoo, early 1900s. More of that beautiful antique paper there for photos. And I left this blank too, so she could stick maybe some of her souvenirs or things in there. This is gorgeous from 1937, University of Knowledge. Look at that. Members of the cat family. Another 1955 piece here. More antique paper. And then this came from a 1920s children's book. He says, "Not today, thank you." And then we've got that beautiful early 1900s giraffe page there. And then this is from 1913. Look at that, beautiful. Look at these images. So if she wants, she can fussy cut those or put her 4 photos back here and fold it up again and put it back in its little pocket here. And more photos here. Now, let's go to this side. We've got this gorgeous zebra print here. And then over here, I've got a little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages for her to add, 7 to add her photos to. And then there's a wonderful elephant family page there, and I just love that image there. And then she put more here. Just another fun piece here. We've got the wildebeest down here grazing. This is in my book house page here, the Lion and the Mouse. This page here is from the early 70s. And there's another wonderful, look at that. This is Africa up here. This is also very early 1900s. They were just fascinated by African safari animals and the desert animals. This is about the tiger here. And then this is from that book I was telling you about from the 50s. Oops, I have Paige's name on it here. There we go. And because I've been collecting these for a while. There we go. I'll put that in that little pocket there. There we go. And then this, if you flip it open, we've got all the little hippos here swimming in the water, and there's a waterfall here on the Nile River. Beautiful, beautiful rhinoceros there. And this is just a spine from an antique book, and I just thought it was kind of cool, kind of went with the whole theme. And then more photo opportunities here, here, and here. So I hope that she loves it. It was an honor to be challenged to make this incredible journal for her. I'll just mention that on the side here, I peeled this fabric from an 1800s wooden luggage. It was it was actually the outside of the luggage. They pasted it onto a beautiful wood. I wanted to get to the wood, so I used that there. I hope you love it. Don't forget to subscribe. Come back soon. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Bye for now.